So I have a question for you. Off the top of your head, could you sing any music from Star Wars?
Bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum.
How about James Bond? Harry Potter?
Dun 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 dun.
My last question. Can you sing anything from a Marvel movie?
I'm like the biggest Marvel fan that I know of. I can't think of any of the songs. Number one verse.
No. No.
Oh,
I
wow.
should know this, but I don't.
Shit.
I didn't even know they had like theme songs.
Why is this? Because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now the highest grossing franchise in film history. More than Star Wars, more than James Bond, more than Harry Potter. So what is missing from their music? The first problem is that most of the music doesn't evoke an emotional response. Take a look at this scene from the first Iron Man.
Day 11, test 37, configuration 2.0. For lack of a better option, dummy is still on fire safety. If you douse me again and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College. All right, nice and easy.
It's kind of hard to hear it. So let's try that one more time, but this time with just the music isolated. Did you have an emotional reaction to that music? So what happens to this scene if we just take it out?
Day 11, test 37, configuration 2.0. For lack of a better option, dummy is still on fire safety. If you douse me again and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College. All right, nice and easy.
The scene works just fine, and it doesn't need any other sound. And that's partially why you forget the music. It's like the air conditioner in the background. After a while, you tune it out. Another problem is that the music is used very predictably, so that what you see is what you get. If you see something funny, you hear funny music. If you see something sad, you hear a high note on the strings. This is a really safe way to score a film, because all of the emotions are expected. The music just tells you the same thing as the picture. If someone looks scared, then you hear. And this is the second reason the music is forgettable. It never challenges your expectations. But sometimes, the Marvel films do have memorable music. Except the filmmakers don't let us listen to it. Instead, they cover it up with other sounds, like this.
Denied enlistment due to poor health, Stephen Rogers was chosen for a program unique in the annals of American warfare. One that would transform him into the world's first super soldier.
That narrator is just telling us things we already know, and he distracts us from the emotion of the scene. So how does this moment play without that distraction? Did you feel the difference? Film music is incredibly subjective, and it goes through trends. And over the last 20 years, there's been a cultural shift. Nowadays, a lot of filmmakers feel that music should not be noticed.
That's a contemporary thing that I've heard very frequently. It's not supposed to be noticed.
Right.
But why is it not supposed to be noticed? I grew up on Alfred Hitchcock's films, Bernard Herrmann, and I noticed every note.
Right.
I find it a little bit baffling why that seems to be the consciousness of music and film.
But there is one thing we haven't mentioned yet, and it's very important. Today, blockbuster movie scores are composed through a particular process, and that process starts with one controversial element.
Danny, you groaned earlier when someone mentioned temp music. The pros and cons.
For me, temp music is the bane of my existence. It's my job to make the director forget everything he's heard in the temp. I won't listen to it but once. I'll never listen to it twice. And if they're addicted to it, it's just going to make my job harder.
Let's back up a second. Temp music is when you're editing a film and you take music from another movie and use it temporarily in your cut, like this. Temp music is always supposed to be replaced by a composer's original score. But sometimes, directors or producers will tell their composer to imitate the temp. To our knowledge, this is the only time a studio has publicly apologized for imitating temp music. But the far more pervasive effect is that now, most blockbusters are temped with each other's scores. So they kind of sound like each other, but just within legal limits. And as the Marvel franchise has become more popular, now other films sound like they were temped with Marvel music. We want to emphasize, we're not blaming the composers. Things don't get this way unless it's systemic. Before temp music became popular, directors would often reference other music as a way to talk to the composer. But what changed everything was modern nonlinear editing, which allowed a director to put their favorite music in the movie and have the editor cut to it.
Oh, you're using mixed downs?
Yes, so just right.
Now, a director points to the temp and says, make it like that. And it's not because the music is the right choice, but because they've listened to it
again and again and again for hours and hours and make a new DVD they watch at home when they go back, and then another version the next day with the same music. And at some point, the music sticks to the picture. Any good music
They can
sticks.
spend a year with it before you arrive.
Of course, so it's connected.
And when you take, by the way, when you take that music out, often the cut isn't right because they're cutting to something that it's very frustrating.
Part of the frustration is that filmmakers just reuse things that worked in every other movie. So you end up with the lowest common denominator. Remember this? Let's try something different. So earlier in the film, Thor convinced his friends to do something illegal, and he was banished. Now, they're doing something illegal to find him. He's not asking for their help. They're giving it willingly. What if we heard this feeling in the music? We're not saying this is the right choice here, but it's worth trying out because it makes the scene emotionally richer. And all of the choices you see in Marvel films, the background noise, hearing what you see, adding a narrator, temp music, all of these stem from the same desire, to keep things safe. This is not bad music, it's just bland and inoffensive. And because Marvel sacrifices emotional richness for these safe choices, the end result is this.
Ooh, Marvel? No. Oh, wait, Superman?
So what is missing from Marvel music? Risk. The kind of risk that creates an emotional connection with the audience, so that they carry the music with them. People do not remember safe choices. Only bold, original music can do this. But that being said, we did find one Marvel theme that still got this reaction.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out! Here comes Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing on a web? Check a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a stream of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome friends, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang-up. Wherever there's a bang-up, you'll find the Spider-Man.
That was incredible. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.